Good morning, good morning. Today's Fun Fold. Look at this. Happy St. Patrick's Day. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Colleen Light. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Kalama, Washington. And hey, I did a video earlier, but it didn't have sound. Something outside crashed and really startled me, so there might have been a yell somewhere in between there. So if you watch that video and you already know how this card comes together, don't worry about catching this one. Anyway, I'm going to swap up the colors a little bit. This time I'm going to use Peach Pie. So I deleted the other video between not being able to find the dog. Oh, you know how it is sometimes. It has been a Monday for me for sure, but it is St. Patrick's Day, so I have on my green. I hope you're wearing your green. Let's get to the crafting. That's the fun part, right? The crafting part. Let me do the awkward camera flip. And it is awkward for me. I'm going to bring you down here a little bit to my workspace. And you can see I'm working with this fabulous Wildflower Birthday Suite. Let me turn this over so you can see everything that comes in the suite. I just absolutely love this one. It's been one of my favorites. I'm so excited for the new catalogs to start coming out here pretty soon. And I can start showing some more new product. Pretty, and you know, I love when new catalogs launch. So if you've ordered from me in the past year, I'll just automatically send you a catalog. So you don't have to worry about that. And if you need one, just go ahead and let me know. Anyway, so this is just a really easy, fun fold. And I think it has a little bit of a wow factor by adding that extra bit of stamping on the inside. I'll show you some of that. If you are watching me, please say hello. I always love to hear from you. Let me know what you're working on in your craft room. And hopefully, fingers crossed everyone, the sound stays on for this entire video. I'm hopeful. So let's go ahead. We're going to swap out these colors a little bit. Oh, before we get started, you want to see some samples? Do you remember that He's the Man suite from like 2-3 years ago maybe? I made a card using that. My goal is to purge my craft room of all of my excess DSP, my designer series paper, retired things. So I thought this one turned out super cute and I needed a birthday card for this weekend. You know I love my Christmas cards. This is using the Merriest Trees. And then two more fun cards using the same suite, the Wildflower Birthday. Is that what it's called? Let me see. Wildflower Birthday Suite. So really fun. Look at my mess over here. You guys, my craft room is such a disaster. Like, I'm embarrassed. Like, if you were to walk in my house right now and look, I would be embarrassed by my craft room. The rest of the house is clean. Let's go ahead and get started here. These measurements are super easy. I love making a lot of cards at once. If you have everything out for one, I think you should make at least 4, 5, or 6 because you already have everything out. You're already in a mess, right? You've already got all the crafty supplies out. Why not? Why not just make 5 or 6 cards that you can share with other people and really have a good time and share your craftiness with? So let's do our card base. This is 5.5 by 8.5. So we're just going to cut this one piece of cardstock right down the middle. Very easy. I'm going to move my Peach Pie out of the way. And we're going to score this at 2 1/8 of an inch and 4 1/4. So there's our 2 1/8. And our scoring blade is right there. It's a lighter gray one. And 4 1/4. So let's scooch this one up and do 4 1/4. So very easy. And then let's take another piece of the Peach Pie, do 4 3/4. This card comes together so easily. 4 3/4 by 3 inches. Very easy. Let's get that out of the way. We need some basic white. Let's cut this at 4 1/2 inches by 2 3/4. And if you are not following me on YouTube, please do, because Facebook is only keeping the videos up for 3 months, and I can't remember what that start date is, but you'll always be able to find them over on YouTube. So I do upload to YouTube. Okay, so this is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And that should do, oh no, designer series paper. What am I thinking? We need some designer series paper. So this is the piece that I used in my previous video, you know, and I just love this gold. I don't know if, I'm gonna move the light over. I don't know if you can see how shiny that is. I just absolutely love the gold highlights in this paper. I think it's just beautiful. And you know, why not add a bit of sparkle in our lives when we can, right? So let's go 5 1/4, that's it. And then come over to this edge here, because we want to cut these so they stay lining up on the card base. So we want this at 1 7/8 of an inch. So that's the 2 tick marks behind the 2. And I have on my website, you'll see how to read a ruler. If you need any additional help with measurements. So 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And let's keep these together like this. Okay, and I think these were 5 1/4. I'm gonna double check myself again. I'm sure they are, but they are. I'm sure they are, but not so sure that I was willing to put this away. Let's go ahead and grab out, look at these fabulous die cuts that came in that designer series paper. I absolutely love them. Let's grab this one because this matches so beautifully. We have flowers, banners. Oh, it came with so much. You guys, I love a designer series paper that I enjoy so much that I just want to use it all up. That's my favorite. And this is going to be how this layers together. On one of these cards, I popped it up, the cake up on dimensionals, and on a different one, I just glued it on. But I really like how it looks on the dimensionals, so let's go ahead and do that again. Let's go ahead and pop these down. And you know I'm probably going to use too many dimensionals. That's just what I do. I don't like when my cards kind of crease, even though I usually mail them so they don't go through the machine. And these are mini dimensionals here. So let's grab that. And let me see, will that fit? That'll fit right there. And I think I need to just cut a little bit of this here. Let's just cut a piece here, kind of, oh, you know what? Let's just cut a dimensional in half. There we go. That'll work. Put that down there. So I usually mail my things so they don't go through the post office machine, so they don't get all squishy. But that is, it does cost a little bit more to mail them that way. So if you are not wanting, you know, to either pay extra in postage or, you know, have this maybe squished down a little bit because it went through the machine, just go ahead and glue this on. You can just glue it. It looks just as nice, I think. You know, I love my dimensionals and I love to pop things up, so. All right, so it doesn't get any easier than this. I'm gonna center that and press that down. And look, and you can see the gold accent there. While we have this, why don't we just go ahead and glue it down? And my glue is almost done, so let's hope. Let's be hopeful that this will work. You know what? I don't know that it's almost done or if I'm just notorious for forgetting to put the cap back on. You know what that's like? You get busy and you start creating and you're like, oh, it's those little things like putting the cap back on the glue bottle that slow you down. Let's move this out of the way and put this piece right here. How pretty is that? Isn't that so pretty? I love the peach pie too. I was really pretty sold on that pretty in pink until now I'm working with this peach pie and I'm thinking, wow, that's just great. Looks so pretty. Let's go ahead and fold our card base. So you can see there's kind of what they call the mountain and the valley. So fold towards the mountain where you have that crease in there. Let me grab a bone folder. If you are a beginning crafter and you don't have a bone folder, just use the edge of a block. It'll work fine. And then fold this other one over and give that a nice crease. All right, so this is why I said we want this to look like the pieces go together. So make sure that we have it all lined up right, and I don't. So let me see here. Go like that, go like that. Yeah, that's the way. So you can see I'm using my leaf as my guide there. This backside, this designer series paper, I have to say, sometimes I really like, you know, like more the showy side, and I'm not always as crazy about the back. But this time I have to say, I absolutely love both sides of this designer series paper. And then let's go ahead and do this one here. That is so pretty. I just love it. I think this peach pie is just gorgeous. All right, how about we do some stamping, and then we'll add this piece. And I'll show you how easily this card comes together. Let's grab our white designer series paper. Oh, you guys, this is such a mess over here. And let me see here. So I'm using the Happy Birthday Sentiment from the Tune In stamp set. It is the Tune In, if you haven't seen it, it's in the annual catalog, and I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorites. And they just make the most interesting, fun cards. And let's go ahead here. And I'm going to use some of this Memento Black, Tuxedo Black. And I re-inked it last night, so I'm going to stamp. Oh, so much better. Yesterday I was getting terrible images with my Memento. So you can get the re-inker here in the Memento. Let me see if I have it out so I can show you. You don't need to buy a new Memento ink pad every time. They do have the ink here, the refill. All right, let's see if we can tap, 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 get this good and inked, and then pop this down, center it as best as I can. That turned out perfect. Very happy with that. Let me move this out of the way. And then I thought I wanted to add some flowers. And the flowers actually came from the With You in Mind stamp set. So it's another great large sentiment stamp set. It says happy birthday and has all the other greetings. So it's a really fun set. And let's add a little bit extra to the inside of our card here. Let's just pop this up there. Oh, well, I clearly did not wash that one off well. That's okay. That's all right. We're just going to use that as a shadow. It'll be fine. Actually, it'll drive me crazy. Let's cut another piece. I say it's going to be fine, but you all know I'm kind of fussy, and it's not going to be fine for me. So I say we wash that stamp off, and we cut another piece. Because it will really, every time I look at that card, I'll go, I don't think so. So let me wash it off well on my chamois. And let's just cut another piece of basic white. I have a house full of basic white, so it is not that big of a deal for me to cut another piece. Just grab this one, and we're cutting this piece again at 5 1/4 of an inch by 4. So we have our 4 right there. Let me move this out of the way before I stick my fingers in it. And cut it at 5 1/4, because you know it will just drive me crazy if I have to look at that little spot in there. Let's see here. Yep, that's the right size. Okay, let's try this again. Keeping it real in my craft room today. Keeping it real. Sound's gone out. Let me see. Everything has kind of been hit and miss around here for me. So keeping it real today. And let's set that down there and tap, tap, tap again to get that ink right on that stamp. You know, I'm kind of fussy when it comes to stuff like that. I'm like, who am I kidding? That's going to drive me crazy. And then I just would have come off and remade the card. So let's just do it together and fix the mistake. All right. Happy birthday. Turned out just as well this time again. And let's go ahead and grab my stamp here. Make sure that's clean this time. And let's go ahead and add our flowers. Who doesn't love a flower? I'm so excited spring is coming and the flowers are starting to pop up. So I think just adding the flowers around the sentiment really looks nice. I really like how that looks. Let's go ahead and adhere this piece down then to the inside of our card. And then we'll add the front part. And then this card is all done. And I will have all of these birthday cards ready to send and give away. So I think it is so important to send out the cards we make. It is so nice to share what we create. And everyone loves getting birthday cards. I know I love getting birthday cards. I think it's great. So here, let's get that centered. So you want to make sure that you're only gluing part of this piece to this piece because you don't want to glue everything down. So what I kind of tend to do is just take my fingernail, look at where I want it, and then even move over a little, a hair more. And let's go ahead and pop this down here. And look at how pretty that is. Double check the back, make sure everything's nice and even. So pretty. And now we cannot forget to add some embellishments, which I had sitting out here. You guys, this, when I'm telling you my craft room is a mess, I mean, I'm literally saying it is a disaster in here. But look at these party dots. This actually comes in the suite. And let's go ahead and grab these. Do we want to stick with the peach, pool party, the pink? I'm kind of thinking I almost want pool party. I think they'll stand out a little bit more. Let's open this up. Use one of the larger ones. And then we'll add some of the smaller ones around here. And here is this really nice, fun fold card. I absolutely love it. Let me show you again the ones that I made before. I have to just find them here. We have one using the cake, the Christmas one, the very old retired, he's the man, another cake, and I have another cake that's popped up somewhere here on my desk. Oh, here it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards this week, all using the same layout. So how fun is that? All right, you guys, happy St. Patrick's Day. I'll see you. I won't see you next week. I know next week I have plans, but I'll see you the following week.